Morning, ma'am, and my dear friends. Today, I, Suryansh Goyal, is going to present my English AIL project and tweak the story The Tiger King. The astrologers have predicted that the cause of the king's death will be a tiger. He must be very careful with the 100th one, which will cause his death. After killing 99 tigers, the king was excited to kill the 100th one and disapproved the astrologer's prediction. But he also realized the danger in doing so. Therefore, he decided that he will spend some time with his family before going to hunt. On the new moon night, when the wolves were howling and the light of the stars was obstructed with dark clouds, the Tiger King, along with his family and a band of soldiers, was passing through the quiet and eerie forest. The king had spent all the month with his family and was returning to his palace. He felt that this has been the happiest time of his life. The king was sleeping peacefully in his carriage, but that was not for long. Suddenly, his sleep was disturbed by a gunshot, and many more followed it. He peeped out through the window to see that some British troops have attacked his carriage. The reality was that for a long time, the British government was looking for an opportunity to take over the kingdom of Pratibandhpuram, and now they have got one. They will kill the king and the prince and conquer the kingdom. The king realized the plans of the British and he took his gun and decided to protect his family. Even in complete darkness, the king did not even miss one of his shots. The avocation of hunting had made him a renowned hunter. But he cannot face the huge number of soldiers the British had sent, so he retreated into the forest with his family. Many soldiers tried to attack the king, but none was spared by his bullet and sword. He hid his family in a cave and kept a watch over the British troops, who were still searching for him. With his wit and wisdom, the king distracted all the troops and did not let them find the location of the cave. The destiny was in the favor of the king. Utmost darkness, freezing winds, and heavy rainfall forced the troops to delay the search operation till morning, though the king was damp and cold. But he felt warm and comfortable with the pleasure of the departure of the troops. But as he climbed down the low hill, which he used as his watchtower, he noticed something. In the heavy rain, amongst the brief flashes of lightning, there stood a wild and ferocious beast who knew no mercy. The king looked straight into the eyes of the tiger. The Maharaj didn't know whether he should be happy or scared. Both were fixed at their positions. The king moved a step backward. The tiger pounced. He aimed his gun at the tiger and shot the bullet. To his horror, he found that the gun had no ammunition. The tiger's claws pierced through his shoulders and chest, and the king descended to the ground. The king, whose powers knew no limits, was now lying still on the ground. Suddenly, the injured king realized something. Maybe at the end of his life, he attained enlightenment. The king realized that all during his rule, he thought of only himself and his pride. To prove the astrologer's prediction wrong, he had sacrificed the lives of so many poor animals. Killing tigers, which he thought exhibited his bravery, actually exhibited his cruelty. The 100th tiger was there to teach him a lesson. But the king knew he had to prevent his son from repeating the same mistakes. For one last time, he wanted to meet his family. The tiger was circling the king and roaring as if challenging him to get him in fight. The tiger pounced again to bring the battle to an end. The stream grew silent and tense. Lightning flashed again and lit the scene. The king gathered all his remaining power to pierce his sword through the heart of the wild beast. The prince was delighted to see his father returning, but he soon realized what has happened. His father has suffered deep injuries. He rushed towards him. The king said with a loving voice,
"Don't cry at my death, don't mourn at my death. I had committed 100 sins. Don't cry at my death, don't mourn at my death. I had committed 100 sins. But learn a lesson, oh dear prince. Killing tigers didn't make me feel less, but it showed that I was merciless. A true king is kind and virtuous, adventurous but generous. He lives in people's heart and soul and plays his heroic role. Don't cry at my death, don't mourn at my death. I had committed 100 sins. Don't cry at my death, don't mourn at my death. I had committed 100 sins. But learn a lesson, oh dear prince. But learn a lesson, oh dear prince.
saying this, the Tiger King closed his eyes forever. With the next sunrise, which demonstrated a new era, a new king who was kind and generous, who was selfless and merciful, yet cunning and brave, was crowned as the ruler of Pratibandpuram. And that was the happy end of the Tiger King.